placing batteries in a quartz movement and how that can go horribly wrong and killing the movement. Because there are very cheap quartz movements and they are quality watch movements. Now, this is a quality watch movement and you don't just replace the movement, especially if you want to keep it original. And here you can see the CMOS is an older type. They want to keep it original, especially for a watch that's for a special occasion. There are a few things in a quartz movement you need to take into account. And that is how fragile it is. Especially here, this is the coil. And that is simply a copper wire being wound around a cylinder. That is where the magnetic field comes from that changes the hands. If you're into this, there's a quartz course here on the YouTube channel Chronoglide. And if you want to know a bit more about watchmaking in general, please subscribe to Chronoglide Watchmaking here on YouTube. Here's the CMOS. There's the brains of the quartz movement. And here in this cylinder there is the quartz element, which is the oscillator. Well, and here I think you will recognize the battery. The thing is, if you use very cheap batteries, this is going to happen. This battery starts leaking and that acid has gone straight into the movement and it's just horrible. It can eat away the E-block. I'll show you in a moment what the E-block is, and it just kills the movement. You can see it here. So there are a few things to take into account. Please use quality batteries. This coil is very delicate. You can see here tiny copper wire. There are a couple of movements, especially ronda. Take a look at this. I think you'll be amazed. If you want to take out the battery of a ronda movement, you have to pull this spring backwards to release the battery. But see what happens if you pull this huge lever to that way to the coil. If you use your tweezer and it just slips out and touches the coil, the complete movement is gone. So please be very careful with that. I still think it's a design flaw. Here we have the electronic block, which is the escapement of a quartz movement. And basically it's all the same, and once you recognize it, it's so easy. But here is the coil, again a copper wire wound around a cylinder. Here is the CMOS, the brains of the quartz movement, and here in the cylinder is the oscillator, which vibrates, which gives the quartz movement its accuracy. And again, if the coil is damaged, you're gone. But the acid of a leaking battery will affect these lines as well. The resistance becomes higher, and either the watch just stops or your battery goes empty very quickly. So that is a real problem. Here are a few tips for a professional result. The battery has got a positive and a negative side, just like a car battery. If you use a metal tweezer and hold it like this, well, the battery is just about empty even before you start it. So always use plastic or carbon tip tweezers to place your battery. The acid and the salt on your skin will leave a mark on the battery. Well, first it doesn't look right, but it can be conductive because of the acid and the salt etching in the metal. So always use a finger cut. Simply available at the chemist, but when you use those, you can touch the battery and just give it a longer life inside your watch. Well, and batteries come in so many
shapes and sizes that a battery gauge can be handy, especially for the height of the battery and the width.
If you want to change your batteries yourself, there's going to be a video here on our YouTube channel, Chronoglide. But whatever you do, please stay away of the coil. Please use quality batteries, silver oxide preferably. It's not a job you can do very quickly. Well, once you're experienced you can, but please take care of your beautiful watch, and please stop killing it with a way too cheap battery. That's it. Hey, thank you. See ya. Bye bye.